Name WSUS.
Yeah. I love this song. It's just a good vibe, man, to start. Oh, why is this clip still playing me? Get that shit out of here. No, it's a fun way to start a Sunday show. What's up, Kev? Good morning, man. How you doing?
Oh man, I feel like a train hit me, but
It's hard, dude. It's hard to do these morning shows. Whose idea was this?
yeah, I know.
What an
Well,
asshole.
I decided to have a few beers yesterday, so
Oh, just a few?
yeah, my body doesn't like it as much as it used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
went to
we're
a
doing
wedding
it.
last night. It was fun though. I had the girls there. It's one of those like, kids allowed, which I actually appreciated because we didn't have to do babysitters or anything. We had a good time. It was fun. It's nice to
Right.
see.
I
But
don't know where I am on that. I feel like weddings are a place for how we doing, Christian? I feel like weddings are a place for adults, but
yeah,
I get
skinny.
it.
Yeah, well, this was one of those ones where the groom already had a kid from like a previous relationship.
Okay.
All like there was a ton of kids in the wedding. Like it's just everybody. It wasn't like, oh, we're just out of college and we're tying the knot. It was like a later in
Right.
life type wedding, and so everybody had kids, and it was cool, dude. Like I got to dance with my daughter, and like she's never seen me wear a suit, and she found out like about all the pockets on the inside. So throughout
Oh,
the night, she like go find like knickknacks and come up and like stuff in all my pockets. At the end of the night, I had like just full of like things, but she's
why is there
cute.
a piece of fish in my pocket?
No, it was like a Christmas themed wedding. So like she bring like a little ornament, a candy cane, and
A Christmas theme wedding.
yeah, it was cool.
There is a I'll have to dig this up. There is a picture of me in a powder blue tux with a ruffled shirt from about 1975 when my mother got remarried.
I
And it was
want
the
to see
height of
that
the
picture
disco
so
era.
bad. There's nothing I want more than to see that picture. Holy shit. Oh man. So I was gonna try something a little bit different this morning. Instead of like writing down a set list or whatever, I just saved pictures off the interwebs of things I wanted to talk about because it'll remind me of the topic and we could just go through some of these. You want to just see what we got?
Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right. So first up, I'm sure
Oh,
everybody's seen this picture at this point. These fine looking gentlemen and how frustrated Mike looks.
I
But I don't
thought it
want to.
was an old picture. It looks exactly like every other picture they've ever taken in front of the barn.
It's the most generic band picture ever. But I don't actually want to. I'm not as interested in talking about the picture. What I'm interested in is them being together at the barn because they only ever get together at the barn to record. And that in itself, I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but the fact that they had like 12 debuts or 10 debuts this last tour, none of them on albums. It's been a couple of years. I am getting the tingly feelings that there's an album in the works. Now we're gonna probably get it this spring. Like I think it's coming up. I think it's coming up soon, man. What do you
Uh,
think? Do you think that's
uh,
feasible? You buying that?
oh yeah, definitely. Hopefully Bryce was available and part of this because the production quality on their last album was really through the roof. I'm nowhere near as high on it as I was at the time. If you remember at the time, I was like, this is one of the greatest albums they've
Oh,
ever
Sigma
made.
Oasis.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
not as
still
high on
high
it
on it.
anymore.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
I was thinking that they do New Year's Eve rehearsals, but I think they do the New Year's Eve rehearsals at the Cube, right? And I think they do like a single day or a 2 day a sound check with like the equipment and the stage. It might be a musical rehearsal if they're playing something new, like if the gag or something is because like I know they did that for Soul Planet, right? But they didn't do it for the other years. They didn't do it for Santos or like Rescue Squad or last year. So it might you're right, Will. It might be New Year's Eve, but I don't know. I feel like an album is due anyway. I've been kind of keeping an eye out for it. And I'm still high on Sigma Oasis, Kev. I think like
I,
before Sigma Oasis, I was like, oh, I don't want another album. Like, just keep playing live, whatever. But after hearing those songs reimagined, like Thread and everything, right, and um, Steam, I want to hear like Oblivion. I really want to hear the studio version of Oblivion. I think that would be sick.
I did still feel like the songs don't hold up to the
Really?
repeated listenings.
Huh? We'll have to come back to that. I'm gonna re-listen to it. Maybe we'll talk about that
Let
on
me
Wednesday.
let me throw something else to you. What would they have called the 2019 New Year's if it wasn't referred to as the Rescue Squad?
The clones, maybe,
The
right?
clones,
Send
right?
out the
Yeah,
clones.
right. Because it's been labeled the Rescue Squad New Year's, but that was not what they had on the paperwork going into it.
Which was funny because it was a fucking kind of a banging New Year's set before because they were playing all OG songs, right? They were all playing 1.0 songs, and like I don't know, that is the
Right.
way history works, though.
We saw that Adrian, that you got the recreational marijuana there in Ohio.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Congratulations on that. And I feel like I can drive through Ohio now.
I feel like Pennsylvania is now surrounded,
Oh, it
and
is.
and
What's
we're
up,
just like the last
Pennsylvania?
assholes at the party that's not getting it.
What is up, Pennsylvania?
I have no. It's a weird state,
And
man.
you had to move yourself into the middle of the state, so it's like 3 hours to a border anyway. You
I know. Regrets. No, I love it out here though. I do. I like the country as far as like the land and like the house. I don't know about like the people, but no, it's cool. I like
right.
it out here.
I moved out into the country for the schools. I wanted my kids to be able to grow up slow. Kids are no different. Once they get in school, they're all
Wait,
poop
you
heads
wanted
to
your
each other.
kids to be slow? Oh,
No,
you
no,
mean like
grow up slow.
oh
Like not have, but
right. I
in
misheard
high
you.
school, the stuff I heard about what the kids did in high school is the same stuff I was doing. So
Yeah. Don't tell me
it's
that.
the drinking parties, except around here, the parents seem to condone it. Oh, we'll just have it at our house, which don't ever do that. Yeah, if something happens to the kid, you're responsible if they're in your basement drinking,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
no, I want to do that shit. Yeah, Brian,
Uh,
that's what I'm talking about too. Because Thread was kind of in that same vein, and everything's right too. Like there were songs that they've got to explore and
are we
feel
getting
out a little
epitaph?
bit. Yeah. And is it the first or the third? It's the
I don't
third,
know.
right?
We'll have to go to the tape on Tom Marshall on that.
Pull that for Wednesday.
Yeah,
All right.
I can
So
find that one.
anything else you think about the LP? Do you want to keep moving?
If they do another LP, I hope that it has a few songs on it that they've never played live. I hope that they wrote something in there that we don't hear until the album comes out. Because
Yeah.
I find it interesting to do it the opposite way. Instead of road testing them and working them up on the road, to just create it in the studio and say, this is what the song is. Now let's see where it goes.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, and I think, but either way, the move is going to be to release it right before the Sphere and use that to help promote it. And you'll probably end up getting a lot of new music at
At
the
the Sphere.
Sphere and get everybody kind of upset about it.
Well,
Um,
but maybe some of the songs they can thematically maybe think about while they're writing the song, what they can do with it at the Sphere.
right, right. Although, would you want that to dictate the music? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Because I think all it's going to dictate is the lyrics and not as much the music. Because the lyrics are kind of, if anything, in Fish are disposable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hear that.
Oh,
Do I get
definitely, Brian. Definitely.
do I get credit? Like, do I get street cred or wook cred if they release a new LP in the spring? Am I early enough
You
in
do. We'll
this,
be
or
cutting clips.
yeah? All right, good. Because that's the only reason we do this is for that street cred,
It's to cut clips.
right? All right, next up, boom. Do you see this thing? The Walmart
Yeah.
special.
I have a box of Grateful Dead Jerry Garcia ones from over the years, and I always feel like it's a cash grab on whoever the printer is from it because I haven't seen this one, so it may have the greatest article ever, but it seems a lot of them are recycled, almost like AI, but AI didn't exist back in the day, but it's all with hits like Casey Jones and Trucking, Jerry Garcia.
I don't know what's sparking it though, because that's what was weird to me is like I don't feel like they're on a particular high note right now. Like I feel like if it was next summer, like coming out of the Sphere and leading into for the first festival in like however many years, like 10 years or 8 years or whatever, Like that would make sense. But this almost feels like a nostalgia thing where it's like some publisher was like, let's find a band that was popular in the 90s and like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like fresh fish. It feels like a cash grab from like nostalgia reasons or something. It's very odd.
It's like minced fish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to the next time I'm in the grocery store, if it's there, I'm going to take a peek. But I will probably, I'm sure that they got it at $9.99 or $14.99 or something for it.
The complete fan
Is usually what
guy.
they try to get.
Yeah, it's
The
also
picture of
kind of
Trey though above
redundant.
them. The picture of Trey though, that's just the cover is pretty cool. With if they were a metal band or something.
Do you think that pisses Mike off though? Right? Like I'm sure there's like some weird like thing, like dynamic that they're like. I mean, everybody knows it's Trey's band, but like I know like Mike's band, like motherfuckers over like because it's like very like you know
Uh-huh.
looking over him. This
Yeah, as
looks
long
like
as I think
it
my
came out a long time ago though. That font was like hoist font. Like this is very like not right now.
right. I think
Yeah.
Mike's as long as the check clears at this point.
Doesn't give a shit.
I mean, he
That's
said
good.
he's loved his solo band, that's what he really lives for, is to be able to go out and do that, and I think Fish pays the bills. Not that he doesn't love what he's doing and he isn't into it and contributing, but if it wasn't there, I don't think he would mourn it as much as if he couldn't play his solo stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, see, okay, so that's it too. It is an old pick. It's like everything about it is weird. It's not. It wasn't like Fish Inc. put like a nicely thought out, like fresh thing. It's like a pick from 2010, like weird lighting. The font was like from Hoist days, and it was just like a gobbledygook thrown together bullshit cash grab. And yet, there's part of me that's like the obsessive, like, that I'm like, I'm gonna go to this. I kind of want to go to the store and have it, just like have it be part of the collection. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, Mike, I'm with you. I've often said, we had this discussion once before, that walking down the street, if you ask 10 people who Fish was, you might get one, maybe two. Whereas if you asked if you knew who the Grateful Dead was, those same 10 people, you might get six who had heard of the Grateful Dead.
You know what I've found in my experience is, hey, Savvy, awesome, man, welcome, very cool. Uh, I found that people know the gimmicks far more than the members. So like people like when they hear like I'm like into the band, they're like, oh, is that the one with the drummer that wears a dress? Like that's the first thing you always hear, or like the drummer that plays the vacuum. You know, some people like I've run into like people that really like Trey from like a guitarist standpoint, but not from like Fish. Or like, oh yeah, I've heard like Trey's really good at guitar. I love his guitar, but like they don't know the band. But I feel like it's definitely more of the gimmicks than like, oh, Paige McConnell. Like nobody knows if you don't know the band, you don't know anyone
Right.
else in the band.
Is that the C? Is that the acid test? Is whether you end up with your shirts at Walmart? Is that when you've jumped the shark?
Yeah. Well, what is it? It's like Nirvana, Zeppelin, Dead.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah,
You Pink Floyd, maybe.
probably. Yeah,
There's
Fish will get
always
in
the
there.
Dark Side shirt floating around somewhere.
Always. That's been forever though. That's probably the first one that jumped the shark.
Well, I wonder if they own that, or if Hypnosis, the company who did the cover, owns the artwork.
Oh yeah, Metallica. Oh yeah. Marley for sure. Marley's been exploited for cheap shit at
Yeah,
Walmart for
but it's his
years and years.
family. It's his family doing it, as opposed to like Hendrix for years was exploited and his family saw nothing.
Oh,
You
so
know, at
the
least
Marley I
Marley's
didn't know
people.
that. They get it? Oh, that makes me
Yeah.
feel better then. Okay, because like I just assumed that it was like, some corporate America like exploiting their property. And no, that's good. That's good. I don't been hearing about that. That'd be sick. If it's done right. I don't know. Rock ducks are like a hit or miss. Some of them have like really been awesome, but there's been some really shitty rock docs out there.
Whoa. So a Bob movie happening, as in somebody playing Bob Marley, and it's a fictional recounting of his history, or like a documentary, like Tim was saying?
I think it might be the first because that's been for the last several years with like the what's it called? The Freddie Mercury movie and the fuck, I don't know, I forgot them all. But
They've
yeah.
done a bunch of Elvis ones. You think the first?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. The Queen
They're
one.
talking
Didn't they
about doing
just
that
do a
Jerry
Queen
one.
one? Well, yeah, I just said that. All right.
All right, so suck politics. Yes, we were talking about
All right, you wanted to
how
go to
cool it,
there?
yeah, how cool it was that Goose let this old dude named Bruce Hornsby like come out and play with him. It was a pretty cool deal, I think. They did that song, that Tupac song.
Yeah, I
It was
listen.
cool. It was very neat, and it was really. I know Peter. You know, some people poo-poo on Peter, but you just the joy in his eyes, standing over and watching Hornsby play his piano was just priceless.
Yeah, no, he looked happy, and I realized watching it that I'm officially old now, and like it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I think that's part of like the reason it's like been I've had a harder time connecting is just I'm like I look at Peter with this mustache and I'm just like, and then I'm like, oh, I'm just old. I gotta just accept, you know.
Right.
It sounded pretty good. I thought I mean Bruce sounded great is playing and I'm gonna go back. I was like I said, I was at a wedding yesterday, so I missed. And then the night before I was out too, so I missed Goose Miss. But I really want to give it a shot and like listen through it and take it all in. But that I did see the Bruce Hornsby sit in, and I thought that was really cool. That's very
I
neat
tell you
that he
what,
sat
the
in for that.
Goose put their stake in there. You know, one Hampton as their
Yeah.
thing. I mean, they really embraced it. They did the thematic sets. Once you get a chance to look at it, maybe we'll talk about it Wednesday a little more.
I'll definitely have watched it before Wednesday. But you think that's enough to make Hamptons theirs? I don't think so.
I tweeted that they put a large down payment down.
Yeah.
But no, I
Because
mean, Fish did some legendary shows, and I mean, the Grateful Dead broke out Dark Star there, so
right,
that's
I was
a
gonna say
huge
I feel
mountain
like
to
Fish
climb.
has barely even claimed their right to it, after all these years, and now you're all ready to give it to Goose. It's like, you know what? Why can't we do Kumbaya? It's all theirs, right? I like that
No,
actually. I like the round table aspect of like instead of like I don't like the torch passing metaphor aside from just the obnoxious like fandom just like driving it into the ground. It's just the wrong idea because you don't need to move on from or switch over. You can just have like a round table, right? You could sit and listen to the Dead. You could sit and listen to Fish. You can sit and listen to Goose, and you don't have to
around.
choose one over the other,
I love it, Arthur.
right? Maybe that's it. It's I don't like the torch passing because it just feels so like you have to choose, and I'm never going to choose anything over the bands that I grew up loving, right? Like it's already
Right.
ingrained in my soul. There's no matter you couldn't do anything to do that, but I'm more open to things when it's just like, hey, come and sit at the table.
Right. So
I don't know.
somebody asked back a little earlier, who would you want to see cast as Marley? I'd have to think about that. But anybody else in
Uh,
the chat, if you have any ideas, maybe the guy from Leverage.
I have
Aldous
some
Miss.
idea.
Oh yeah, Aldous is
Yeah.
his name, maybe. Yes,
Um,
dudes. You know what? And they did the Jungle set, even though I really feel like they covered Jungle Boogie and they covered Run Through the Jungle, but I feel like they missed an opportunity to do Bungle in the Jungle from
what
Jethro Tull,
about
which is a
Mahershala
song
Ali?
the song that should be covered more often.
I think Mahershala Ali would be good.
Yeah,
I want him to be Blade, but we'll see if
right.
that ever happens. All right, let's keep moving. You want to keep going? We're
Yeah.
flying
What's
through these
next?
topics. I like the pictures though. I think
Just
it's a fun
knocking
way to
them
do
down.
it. Boom.
Ooh, who is that?
Who is that? It's whoever drew the arrow though.
With horrible drawing there, yeah.
They missed. They missed.
Shout out to whoever posted that on Twitter though, that I lifted it from, that we lifted it from.
Yes.
So Trey was at there seeing you too. We already know that that Fish is going to be playing there. We saw pictures of Bobby there. So I think all the big names are going to just be cycling through. They figured U2 was a good band to show off the thing, and maybe it's part of their sales pitch for the Sphere is let's bring in as many celebrities as we can and try to whet their appetite. But I guess Trey was doing reconnaissance, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think for Trey's from his, I don't think it was trying to recruit him, right? Like that was that contract was probably done when they did
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
the summer one. But yeah, get some ideas for the creative thing, get a feel for the sound, and then he probably also just wanted experience, right? Like they were MSG Entertainment was like, "Hey, you want some tickets?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go see you too." And
How come the people who can afford tickets are always the one who get given tickets?
right. Right. All right. So that's another thing I want to talk about. I have like low key mad anxiety about tomorrow because I don't really have the money to go into the lottery. Like it would be highly irresponsible for me. But I just have this feeling because of like the high profile nature of this sphere that if I don't get them in the lottery, I'm going to be priced out. Because I think once it goes secondhand, I mean, like obviously I'll do the on sale, but I think the bots and shit are going to make on sale impossible. And I think once it goes secondhand,
What did
like
we
people
say
like
it
us are
seats?
going to be priced out.
What did we say it seats 18,000?
Yeah, but
I
I
think
think
there'll
it's
be
a unique
tickets.
and special enough.
Uh,
You think there'll be tickets on the floor?
I think they'll be fit below face come the day of the show.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
think there's just like people that would not go see Fish like at a normal venue, but like kind of liked them, in the 90s and just want to go experience it at the Sphere? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think like the venue itself, I would never say this for like any other venue, but I feel like the venue itself is also a lure, like it's a grab or like
Right, but
casual
I've
fans.
seen so many people say they aren't going to go because of the venue. That's why I think that
Oh,
I think
really?
there's, maybe a fifth of Fish's fan base just won't go because they don't want to either go A to Vegas or B to this venue that, if you're above the 200 section, they say you're wobbly and you should be sitting down instead of.
I'm okay with that though. Honestly, I'll sit down and just like
Oh,
absorb
I'm
it.
fine
Like,
with it too.
yeah. I don't know why, man, and maybe I'm just, like, falsely hyping it, like, or I'm not on with, like, the same wavelength as everybody, but, like, this is the first FOMO I've had in well over a year, right? Like, I missed, the story, right? Like, the baby and stuff, I missed the whole year, I haven't seen any live music this year, and I've been fine with it, like, honestly, like, it has not been an issue, and for like, it's for a good reason too, but, even when you have a good reason, there's, like, a part of you that's like, "Oh, I wish I could go out there." It's like, I haven't, and when I saw the announcement and I've watched the clips of you too, I'm just like a tech geek too. Like I just love the immersive like experience. And I have such bad FOMO all of a sudden. I'm like, holy shit, I need to get out there. Yeah, but I think that CEO departure thing was a limited thing. I don't think that's reflective of the health, Brian, of the venue. I think MSG Entertainment is uh they got deep
Right.
pockets and a long
We
history.
decided that headline was completely bogus that said
It
they
was
lost all
super
my money
bogus.
because they were only open one day.
Right, they were like they lost all this operations in the 3rd quarter or whatever, and they had 1 day of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, I think they will be live streamed, Skunky. I think that they need that as part of the calculus of breaking even. For how much money they have to put into the production, they need every penny they could get. I think it's definitely gonna be live stream, which I guess that's what you fall back on. But honestly, I think that's gonna make the FOMO worse though, right? If, like, I'm not there and then I watch it. I don't know.
Everybody out
Uh
there, I will be live 15 minutes after every night of the Sphere doing recaps.
And I may or may not be joining you, depending on if I made it out there or not.
I'm one of that 20% that will not be going to Vegas.
Yeah, I
I've been
want
once,
to, but it's probably not likely if I'm being
right?
honest.
I had like 9 hours in Vegas, and that was all I need for my whole life.
I hit my quota good. Don't need to do that anymore.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
it's this is what's wild to me. Like, okay, it's crazy my level of FOMO, right? I know that's not healthy, but it's wild how unanimous the fans and like people in the chat and you and like Jam Band News and people we were talking to last week, how not hyped they are. I've usually feel like I'm kind of in line with the general hype levels of like the general fandom, and I feel like I'm way off base this time. Like I'm like fucking let's go, and everybody else is like, nah, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
We'll see.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
seeing live music, I got out last week.
Oh yeah,
Um,
tell us
t-
about that.
took my daughter. My daughter drove down. We went and saw Lamp, which is Ross and Ray from Trey's band with Scotty Metzger. Um, had a band called Infinity Tribe open up. If I can just pitch them out, a woman named Natalie Brooke. It has Peter, uh, Gator from Pigeons playing ping pong on
Ah,
drums. They
yeah,
were
he's good.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah, all instrumental.
Clubby
Both
drummer.
right, both bands were instrumental. I'm trying to, Christian. We were talking about that earlier. Um, but Lamp was just fantastic. There were MMW vibes, MMW Schofield vibes.
Mm,
There was, some Meters vibes. They did a cover of they might have done a Herbie Hancock tune. I know they did one cover, but fantastic. Russ took a drum solo, and it really was a good drum solo. You know how I am with drum solos. Most of the time, that's just all right. We need to
yeah.
fill up 10 minutes in the set, kind of thing. So, but they were fantastic. If you get it, I guess their tour's done, but they'll probably be playing around again. If you get a chance, go see them. Definitely worth the $25.
Yeah, I'm certainly intrigued by it. Like I said, this year has not been a good year for me to see live music, but if they come back next year, I think I'll definitely try to catch them. They play pretty local around here, right? They did a whole East Coast
Yeah, they
type of
did
thing.
4 night run up the
Yeah,
coast. Yeah.
yeah,
So as for DJ Brownie, if everybody doesn't know who's watching, the bass player for the Disco Biscuits, Mark, has been touring as a DJ. He's been, I guess, for a few years now
yeah, quite a
DJing, and
while.
yeah, he's doing a whole tour starting next weekend and playing Baltimore. And the Baltimore show actually has Barber from the Disco Biscuits also doing a DJ set. So that may be interesting, having half the Disco Biscuits in the house.
Yeah, I would think that would be fun. I don't know if I would like do that multiple times. The disco biscuits I would, but not the house like the DJ stuff. But I think it would be worth checking out. I think it would be a fun night if you're in the right mindset, the right
Yeah,
mix.
I'm thinking about going down, checking it out. It's one of those things. I think they're probably each playing 2 full sets, so I don't know if I'll be there for 4 hours, but
It's a
I could
lot.
see coming for 2 hours it's just, house music and EMD and all that just really isn't my cup of meat.
Yeah,
So,
it's a,
you
it's a
know,
weird way to say that. No, I got some weird visuals. Yeah, no, that's cool.
that
I
I
think you
lifted
should
that
go.
from Dylan. I lifted that from Dylan's Quinn the Eskimo. That's what he says.
Well, you released that interview with Brownie, though, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
open on all
So
that jam.
So on all that jam, if you guys haven't checked that out yet, I've been plugging it probably too much. Gonna blow Kev's head up. But Kevin and Amanda talked to Brownie, and I think for no other reason, man, like just like jam politics, I think you got to go and like support
All
the
right.
man, and I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll have a good time. I agree with you. I
Definitely,
don't think you're
definitely.
making it 4 hours. Having
Right.
seen you fall asleep at shows, I think you got a good
Right.
45 minutes in you.
Right.
But
I tell you what though, since I had him, I asked him to explain Disco Biscuit's set lists. So
yeah.
I'm going to release that soon, which is fascinating if you don't understand the inverted and the dyslexic and what all these terms mean when you look at a Disco Biscuit set list.
Yeah, it's all
And I
gibberish
got
to
him to
me.
explain some of that.
Oh, that's cool. You have to
Yeah,
pass
that's
that
that's why
along.
I said.
Yeah. Oh, I hope Brian's face gets removed from social media for a little while. See, I mean, I have no issues with them. It's just, it's a lot. It's a
I'm
lot.
in a chat and everybody in the chat changed their happy to his face.
It's like Jesus Christ. It's a lot. Good for him. Good for
And
him.
he's in it too, but he had a different picture, so you knew which one was really.
All right, let's keep moving. This is not super interesting, but I think it's kind of interesting. The tours. I think everybody's seen this, so they probably know, but I'll just say it in case you haven't, and you're looking at this like, wait a second, something's not right. Eras tours did not submit their data yet, and they're still going on. Taylor Swift. So that's going to be number one. Like it's not even close. It's probably going to be double Beyonce's gross. Like it's not even in the same ballpark. So all of these will be shift down ultimately one spot, but that would put Fish at 25. They're at 24. right here. I think what's interesting about this is that they've moved up in the last 2 years since they've come back. So this is they're more than 2022, which was more than 2021. So the popularity, whether it's just heads, old heads going out, or they're getting new fans, or whatever it is, they're for whatever reason they're grossing more and getting more attendance. So
Well,
they've
but
been on
did
an
it
up.
say? Is there a column on there that says how much they made per show?
Let's see, gross
No.
attendance, number of shows. But yeah, you could take the gross and over the
Right, right.
shows.
Well, I was looking at Dead and Company. They did how many shows? 26.
Hold on. So Fish is at 77, say, right, divided by 41. They're at 187, so like 19 mil a show. Dead and Co. Where's Dead and Co? They're 115 over 28. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's 4 mil a show. Well, and
Right.
that tracks though, because they're playing stadiums and they had the pricier tickets. They got the wealthier fans, I think.
Right. I guess we could also do attendance and see how much they made per.
Right, right. And then so if it's ticket prices or if it's either
Right,
way, it's impressive. They deserve credit. I wonder what I would be interested in is comparing it to the previous tour and how much of a boost they got from marketing it so early as the final tour, right? Like that had to give a boost. I know lots of people that were like soft on Dead and Co. Like, oh, I'll see them maybe if they're local. And then as soon as they heard it was the last tour, they're like, oh, I'm going. Like, I'm definitely going. I'm not going to miss it. So that definitely had to help.
was that U.S. or worldwide?
That
Probably
is
worldwide because it's a
worldwide.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I do not know who Morgan Whalen is, and I do not know who Daddy Yankee is, but spank
Yeah.
me, Daddy Yankee.
Or Pache or Depe mode or.
I only know who Bad Bunny is because I have kids. But Morgan
Ah,
Whalen is 4. That is crazy. Who is that person?
I don't know.
44 shows for. Wow.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, let's look it up.
I feel like we should know this shit. Oh, country guy looks like American singer and
Oh, it's
songwriter.
a dude. I saw Morgan. I thought that was a woman's name.
No, that's one of those names that
Could be either.
I mean, I don't. It doesn't say country anywhere, but the pictures I'm seeing of him, he's in front of a pickup truck and has his hat on backwards. So I'm like, he looks country. Oh yeah, that looks country as shit.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
thank you, C. I will skip over even listening.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Depeche Mode, yeah, good for them. They're down to 2. They're making all the money now.
That's cool. In general too, like when you take out the competitive nature of it or whatever, I just like to see like the whole live music thing staying healthy. Because so
Right.
many other industries have gotten like fucked up and flipped upside down, like the movie industry and Hollywood and all that. And obviously, like the music side of like streaming and studios has gotten messed up, but touring and playing live music is, been resistant. It's been holding out strong, which is
I
awesome.
always it seemed like it was always you put out an album and you toured to support the album. Now it seems like a lot of bands tour and the album is really just an afterthought if they even, like the John T, they didn't put out an album for 5 years.
Yeah.
They just concentrated on touring. Dead and Company didn't put out an album forever. There was no
Well,
there
it's
was no
because it's a
point to write.
fucking Dead and Company.
They should have written new
It's a
music.
it's a cover band. It's
No,
a
the other
tribute act.
ones. What about the other ones? The other ones wrote new music.
Okay, you had me when you were talking about these like new jam bands, but if you're talking about Dead and Company, it's a fucking tribute act. I'm being told on social media now that Morgan Whalen is huge and that I'm an asshole, and I get it. Like, obviously, it's the fourth.
You're an asshole.
No, they didn't call me an asshole. That was my own self-deprecation. But like, yeah, okay, I get it. He's the fourth biggest touring on the billboards. Like, obviously, that's.
Right.
But I'm very myopic. What can I say? I like very few things, and I'm very focused.
And I'm not, and I totally missed it. So
Yeah, skinny, right? That's a whole new level. That's a whole new level. Oh, right. See, yeah, no, Taylor got to get on there just to embarrass her. Maybe that's why they held it out. I saw the numbers and it was like ridiculous.
Is she still on tour or is she
Yeah.
just doing football games now?
No, I think she's on the international tour still.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 What else? Is there anything
So
else we got to talk about?
Tuesday night, we if you all don't know, we do something called the Wook Club where we listen to a show
Can we
during the
give a
week and
sneak
then we
peek about that? Because I listened to it yesterday.
I listened to the first set. I'm saving the second set for right before. But this week's show is the show before Halloween from Atlantic City in 2010, which has all the Zeppelin teases. So if you're into listening to it, if you want to throw it on and join us, it's late Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern. But
Yeah, you can
we
watch
break
it
down the
after the
show, have some
fact.
fun, put it in context, which is going to be really interesting because we all know what happened the next night.
Yeah. 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 No, it's 10:30 10.
Yeah, 10:30, 10. Yep. And then on
Um
Wednesday, we're going to have a special Wook Plus. We can't
it,
say exactly why it's special, but we're going to have some guests on. And
it's going to be big. It's going to be nice. Definitely check out Wednesday. If you have to like choose between the two, I think Wednesday night's the one to show up for. But if you're able to come on Tuesday night and join the Wook Club, this Boardwalk Hall show it's good. So all right, here's a little bit more special, Essie. I think this is well, I don't know. We'll find out afterwards.
yeah, last week was one of the stranger things we ever did because we've never pre-recorded a show
I
and
don't
then
know if
ran it.
I don't know if everybody realizes that
Uh,
wasn't live or not, but yeah, we weren't live. So this past Wednesday, the clip show, Kev had well, he went to see Lamp, and what did I have? Oh, I had my office party. I had a
Work party,
Christmas
right?
party. But no, that was sick. I'm glad we did the memory lane. If you guys haven't gone back and checked that out, that was fun. It was cool seeing the noir episode again
Seeing
after
us
all that
young.
time.
Those
Yeah.
early lot things, my hair still had color then.
I
And that was
looked
only like 3 years
crazy.
ago.
I looked like I was literally out of my mind, like just batshit fucking crazy. Um, no, and then this week with Wednesday night, it's gonna be fun, and I think a lot of people love it. I think some people might be like, I don't know, but I would definitely worth checking out. Can't say much more about it, but I would definitely check out this. I'm so excited. Can't fuck it. Oh my god, let's stop talking about it because I don't want to reveal anything.
There we
Um,
go.
no, okay. So here's the thing I wanted to talk about with the Wool Club, and we won't review the show right now. But I don't know if it's just the coincidence and like the shows we've listened to, but I'm starting to think all you dirty old jaded vets that are like 1.0 is the fucking bee's knees and 3.0 sucks balls. This 3.0 show is the best show that we've listened to on the Wook Club. I think it's certainly up there. I've enjoyed it. It meant, and like I enjoyed the 92 show, I enjoyed the 95 show, I enjoyed the 96 show, like I enjoyed them all. But this show is fucking some of their best playing. And what was awesome about it is it took all the stuff year to year. You can hear and build on it and grow. And like I felt like they didn't lose a lot. They just kept adding. The one thing, so I was saying this to my wife last night as we were listening to it, because we were listening to it on the drive. And so I was saying that, and then Show of Life and Backwards Down the Number Line came out. And I was like, okay, well, now I get it. So yeah, set list, sure. Like I'll take a 95 set list any day. But if I think pound for pound, the playing was just as good. Now, this is a very arbitrary one show versus one show, right? It's not the best of each era. So it's like, I'm not making that stupid claim, but I don't know. I feel like 3.0 gets a lot of unnecessary hate.
You know what my thought was as I was listening through it? Hampton 98. The song choices. There's a Gula, there's a Foam. It seems like they picked one song from different eras, as they went through, and very strong versions. The Whole Lot of Love is fun. I got to see A Whole Lot of Love once with
Yeah.
Fish. On
Yeah, me
Fishman's
too.
birthday, when 91, I guess they tried to do it, but Fishman tried to sing it, not Trey.
Where did I see that? The Man, maybe. Anyway. Yeah. No, I agree. I think Walk Away was really good. I mean, we'll talk about it on Tuesday. I don't want to get into it. I just wanted to say that, like, listening to this gem, and especially early, and maybe this is my own like projecting on it or whatever, but I feel like Magnaball in 15 and the Bakers in 17 and like 18, 19, there was like a lot of shit that's like fresh in mind. I always kind of don't look super fondly on no 9 and 10. Like there was a lot of like, you know,
because
finding
you're
themselves
jaded.
again.
You're
Right.
jaded.
Maybe. I don't know.
You
Yeah,
went to so
probably.
many shows. You went to so many shows. You saw so many number lines. It just wore
Well,
you
yeah,
down.
I'm jaded about the number line. Right. And even this, to that point, even this fucking great show that they're just absolutely killing in the penultimate song of the second set, they threw in a number line. Like, why do you do that? You were doing so good, Trey. Oh,
Because it's
yeah.
new. It's new. I would
It was
ask
in
the
his, yeah.
I I would love to ask him that, but I almost think that it's just what's in his head. Numberline was the new song. He loved it, so he played it all the time. And other songs I think get forgotten just because they aren't played, not because they didn't want to play them anymore or there was some issue with the song. It's just disappears.
Yeah. Hey, I think Sewell nailed it on the head. Dick's 12 is usually the earliest I go back in 3.0. Well, Hampton with the fluff head, like that was a special, run and show. But I don't, you're right. These 10, 11 years I kind of forget about. And that's why I love the Wook Club in this format of like randomly selecting shows that I don't know that I would have gone back to. Just so much other shit. But it was really, really awesome. I'm going
Very
to listen to it
excited for
again.
this. Very excited. I
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't know how long it'll go on. We'll do this, but I wonder if we'll ever get a 2.0 show just because there's so few of them in the pool of shows. I think you have like a 3 out of 5 chance of getting a 1.0 show.
Yeah, statistically, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think what we'll have to do is some point is if we really want to force it is to just break the format and be like, yeah, we're gonna do a
Maybe we'll have
2.0.
to pick one in 2024 that it's the 30th and 20th anniversary of.
Right, start doing it. Well, the first one that we're gonna break format for, I guess while we're here, is the 26th, the day after Christmas. It's the last one of the year, the last book club of the year. We're gonna do a dead show. We haven't decided how we're gonna pick the show or which one we're gonna do. But so the 12th, this coming Tuesday, we're gonna do this show. We'll do another fish show on the 19th, but then the 26th we'll be all
M-
listening to and talking about a dead show. So
maybe we can run a poll with just 4 names on it: Pigpen, Keith, Brent, and Vince, and then let people pick which keyboardist, and then we'll pick a show from that era.
okay. Oh, that's a good idea. That's one way to do it. But then how do you pick it? Then we just vote on or pick the show? Like what do we want?
Well, I mean, I guess once we knew who, I mean, if it's Pigpen, it's a much smaller pool of shows.
Right.
And if
Well,
people pick Pigpen, we would want to pick something that Pigpen was, a 67, 68, where you get a schoolgirl and you get the love light and, the whole 9 yards, as opposed to a 70 Pigpen show when he was sick or 71 and you didn't get it. He came
yeah.
out for a song or two. So, yeah,
Um
I don't know, but let's get to that point. If we'll run it, we'll put something up. We'll run it for a few days, and then
Well, do
once
we
we
want to
have
do a
that,
poll or do we want to just tell people to let us know in the chat?
just let us know in the chat, yeah, or
And
in
then
the
we
comments
in the
down below.
comments. Yeah, in the comments.
Which era of the Grateful Dead would you want to hear? I am
Right.
well, it's
Well,
73
who
there.
would you be?
I would pick a 73, 74 show
Yeah.
with one drummer. I'd go with one drummer just because I feel like Bill was let loose. He didn't have to pay attention to Mickey and
I'd
keep
probably go
lockstep.
Brent, I think.
I would love that. I would
I
love
don't.
that.
It's not that I think it's better or anything. It's just like my mood right now. I feel like I would rather listen to a Brent show. But
There's something special about Brent with them, and he brought the whole different energy, the youth to the band. I think Keith was so into doing dope. It was just he was so mellow and
right,
nodding out at the keyboard
nothing
sometimes.
like the
Right, where Brent was like, "Ah," he was just jacked up.
oh god, it's so good. All
Yeah,
right.
81, Brian. What sticks out in my head from 81 is that Cole Fieldhouse show with the probably one of the best bird songs they ever played.
This is going to be a very hard process on picking a show.
Right.
But I like the poll idea, but let us know in the comments if you're watching this after which era, and then maybe we'll we'll take those, put it into a poll on the channel, and then stay tuned, we'll figure it out. But that's not next week. That'll be the week after the 26th. That'll be really fun. All right. I think that's it, right?
That is. And don't forget, we're after shows. No, none of us, I don't think any of us are going to be at New Year's, right?
No, but we will be here 15 minutes after Encore. And for members, Savvy, you just joined. So set break, we'll have member hangs, which are really, really fun. And then everybody else, 15 minutes after Encore, we will be here breaking down whatever Fish is doing. It's going to be fun. All right.
Go Ravens.
Appreciate it. We'll see you guys.